bow, 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 ba-da-ba-da, da-da. Ba-da-ba-da, da-da. Ba-da-ba-da, da-da, ba-ba-doo-bow. Hola a todos y bienvenidos de nuevo episodio del podcast Not Tuah. Soy tu anfitrión y este es el episodio 21. Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Not Tuah podcast. I'm your host and this is episode 21. It is 11:18 a.m. on the 1st of March 2025. The financial year is coming to an end. We're reaching the end of the first quarter. I gotta file my taxes. I don't know how to file my taxes. I'm just kidding. I don't have a job. So I don't pay taxes, I don't think. Right? You can't pay income tax if you don't have an income, surely. Right? Right, yeah. Well, either way, if I'm gonna go to jail for something, it's gonna be tax fraud. I don't know how to do taxes. I don't know what taxes are, even, low-key. Like, I know it's a percentage of your money that the government takes to, like, do stuff with. But, like, that's about it. I don't know the difference between, like, income tax and capital gains tax. Capital gains tax. That's in the news recently, I think. I think they want to either increase capital gains tax or they want to decrease capital gains tax, and either way, that's a bad thing. It's sort of what I'm gathering here. Yeah, it's the 1st of March 2025. This might be a little bit of a weird recording session for me because I have to go do a thing. But the issue is, I don't know when I have to do the thing. It could be like in the next 10 seconds. Or it could be in the next 10 hours, maybe. I don't know. So I woke up at like 7 a.m. And woke up at 7 a.m. I went to the toilet and then I went back to sleep. And then I woke up again at like 9:30. And so at 9:30 I was like, okay, well shit, I have to do the thing today. Should I record the podcast now or should I wait until the thing is done? Because at that point, I thought the thing might happen soonish. Right? And this would be like a 7 p.m. recording session. But now I'm not sure. Now that it's 11 a.m., almost 12 p.m. and the thing is still nowhere to be done. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm gonna start recording this podcast, and maybe in the middle of it I might have to leave to do the thing, and then I have to come back and finish the podcast. So I don't know, a bit of a weird recording session. Still have a kind of stuffy nose, I guess. If you remember last week, I had the sore throat and that like deepened my voice and made it more smooth and radio-like, and I liked it. But unfortunately, sore throat is gone today, so we're back to my natural voice with a little bit of a nose sniffing in there. Yeah. Listen, it's not ideal. I never said it was ideal. What have I been up to this week? I've been chilling. Well, not really. it's one of those things where it's like that I gotta say I've been chilling because otherwise I gotta go into detail and I don't want to go into detail. Um, no, I've been chilling, I guess, in a way. Uh, it's officially exam season, so yippee. Had my lab exams this week. Um, operating systems and artificial intelligence labs. Dude, the fucking examiners. Okay, so for those unaware, um, the way our lab exams work is that you walk into the lab, you grab a piece of paper, you write down the assigned question, right? Like I got right. Okay, so in operating systems, I my assignment was to implement round robin and shorten job for CPU scheduling algorithms. And then in my artificial intelligence lab, my assignment was to implement A star search. So you get your assignment, and then you need to write down the code for the program that will do your assignment, right? And then you gotta show it to the invigilator, and the invigilator is gonna be all right, looks good, and then you run it on the computer. So, first of all, why aren't we running this on the computer to begin with? It's a lab exam. You know, you think you'd make use of the lab in a lab exam, but I digress. So you do that. You run over to the computer. You tip tap your code in, and then if it works, it works. GG, easy. W hashtag W. You can't see it, but I'm doing the W sign with my hands. Um, if it doesn't work, fucking skill issue. I don't know. But yeah. So if it works, then you tell the invigilator like, hey man, my fucking program works. Can I leave? And they'll be like, no, you gotta wait for your viva voce. Viva voce. That's when a different invigilator and an invigilator or examiner, I guess, that is not affiliated with your college. That's when they come in and they ask you a couple questions. Right? So the questions they can be like, oh, what does this part of your program do? Or, why have you done it in this way and not this way? And then you have questions about like the subject as a whole, right? So that's what you're supposed to have. But my Viva Voce examiners for these two lab exams, brother, they did not want to be there. They would rather be anywhere else in the big whole wide world. They'd rather be anywhere else than in that fucking lab. For my operating systems exam, she was like kind of interested, I guess. She like pointed at parts of the question paper or parts of my like answer sheet, I guess. And she was like, okay, explain this line. Okay, explain that line. Okay, explain this line. Just pointing to like different lines of the program. And then at the end, I think she asked me like one question about like my assignment, I think. I can't remember what question she asked. I believe it was related to my assignment. So it must have been like what in the round robin algorithm. Right? Something like that. And so I gave the answer and then she was like, okay, cool, fuck off. And then she did it like 5 at a time as well. Like called up 5 people at once and just rapid fire pointing at the answer sheet and then looking us dead in the eyes, asking us one question, telling us to leave. So yeah, that was that. Um, Couple days break, and I think we had Shivratri in between, which I don't know what Shivratri is, but it gave me a day off, so I'm not complaining. And then we had our artificial intelligence lab, our AI lab, which we will get to AI in this podcast. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry, but we gotta discuss AI. Well, it's okay. AI is like our jumping off point. I'm discussing something else, but AI will be brought up again in this episode. Please forgive me. But yeah, anyways, we went to the AI lab, and this invigilator, rather, if the last one didn't want to be there, this guy did would soon have like killed himself. I think. Um, like first of all, he didn't care if you were like on our phones in the exam. Um, Generally, I don't know if you know this, but generally, you're not allowed to have phones with you during your exam. This guy didn't care, you know. If you couldn't like figure out how to solve the problem that you were given, he was just like, yeah, man, fucking chat GPT it or some shit. He didn't say that, but like that was kind of the vibe I'm getting. Like he wouldn't care if you chat GPT'd it. So plenty of people did that. I did my little program without ChatGPT because I'm a hashtag goat. You can't see it, but I'm doing a hashtag symbol with my hands. Hashtag goat, GOAT. Um, so yeah, I finished my program and then I was bored because like you know he was just sitting there. He wasn't like taking Bibles for anyone, and everyone else was just like on their phones scrolling. So I'm like, fuck it, I might as well scroll myself. So I went to schooling, and hang on one second. I just got a notification from the thing that I'm waiting for. Is it? No. Okay, no, it's not the thing. Okay, phew. Anyways, so like, what was I saying? Whatever. Okay, so I went and I grabbed my phone, and when I grabbed my phone, I saw egad, the so okay, so there's a phone game called a Good Coffee, Great Coffee. It's made by the same people who made Good Pizza, Great Pizza, which is like a fun little, casual, relaxing pizza making game. And so they announced that they were making a coffee variant of their game. So I was like, oh, I gotta try that out. So I pre-registered in like September, I think. And finally, like during that exam, the full game came out. So I was like, oh wow, yippee! So I downloaded it. I'm not falling into that again. I'm not falling into that trap again. I downloaded it. I'm not. I installed it. How about that? I installed it on my phone. And yeah, I was fucking sitting there, middle of the exam hall, playing my little coffee game. I named my cafe? I named my cafe LeBlanc, by the way, after the cafe in the hit worldwide sensation Persona 5 Royal. Shout out, shout out Sojiro, shout out Futaba, I guess. Sojiro's really the one that runs the cafe, but like Futaba's there. After a while, she's there, I guess. Okay. What was I saying? Right, yeah. So I was playing my little coffee game, and then, uh, like 30 minutes later, he started calling people up for their Viva Voces. I went up. This motherfucker did not want to be there. He asked me like one question, I think. He asked me two questions, I think, actually. Yeah. Question number one. This is our AI lab. Question number one. What is AI? Question number two. My assignment was on A star search. What is A? The question was, what is A star search? And I gave my answer, and then he was like, okay, cool, fuck off. This guy did it 1-on-1 though, so that's an upgrade, I guess. I don't know. Um, so yeah, that's been what's up in my week. Let's delve into these topics. Ah, fuck. Let's delve into the topics here. Okay. Topic number one. So last week, when I went to upload episode 20 of the Not Tuah podcast, some would say my magnum opus from this podcast. I think it's one of my best episodes, low key. But whatever. Um, yeah, okay. So yesterday when I went, not yesterday, but last week, when I went to upload episode 20, I noticed in YouTube Studio there was a new tab called Inspiration, and I was like, oh, what is the Inspiration tab? So I click on it. It's AI generated AI generated video ideas, and it takes your previous videos and it tries to generate new ideas based off your previous videos. And I'm like, man, this is the fuck is going on here. So I thought, let's humor YouTube for a bit. It's given me. I've opened it up again. I've opened up the YouTube Studio Creator AI inspiration bullshit thing again. It's given me 5 ideas. So I'm gonna go through these ideas and I'm gonna see, like, I'm gonna discuss the ideas a little bit, and then I'm gonna be like, is this a good idea? Probably won't be, but okay. Up first, we have the Not Tuah podcast history deep dive. Oh fuck, I have to click on it to load the thing. It's got to AI generate the thing again. Okay, I might as well preload all of them. Okay. Um. Sure, it's taking a while to load up. Bam, 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 bam. Oh my god! It gives AI generated thumbnails as well. Brother. No. This bitch has 4 fingers. I thought AI was good at fingers now. But this bitch has 4 fingers. And the ring is on the middle finger as well. Is it a middle finger? If you have only 4, I guess that's technically a ring finger then. Okay, this one looks like a stock image. Like, I couldn't tell that this was AI generated unless unless I had these other AI generated ones to compare it to. The Not Tuah Bounty Pidcast. That's what this AI generated book says. Okay. Okay, all of them have loaded. Alright, the Not Tuah podcast history deep dive. This video describes the origins and evolution of the Not Tuah podcast are explored in detail, from its humble beginnings to its current format. The podcast journey is traced through interviews and behind-the-scenes footage. It's not I don't think it's that serious, right? I don't think anyone cares that much. Um, Outline, origins, and inspiration. Oops. Okay. Origins and inspiration, the genesis of the podcast, the aha moment, and what sparked the idea. The aha moment was when I was living with my cousin, and my cousin moved out, and he left his microphone here. So I nicked it, and then I had a mic. No, no, he had the mic. He wasn't using it, so I borrowed it. And every weekend, I would like go over to my house. I was living with my cousin, but I had my own like separate house. So I would take the mic with me every week. I would go to my house and I'd record a podcast there. That's why the episodes come out on Saturdays. Because I was at this house on Saturday and Sunday. Um, but yeah, and then he moved out. He forgot the mic here. So now I have the mic. And that's how the podcast came about. Because I finally had like a decent-ish mic. I wanted to do a podcast for a while. Just like sit down and yap. So now that I have a good mic, I can do. I used to like podcast just by myself. No, I wouldn't record it or anything. I just sit in a room and talk to myself for an hour straight. It was fucking crazy, but now I can record it. The early days, how the team came together, their initial vision, and early challenges. There is no team. It's just me. Occasionally, I like rope in some of my friends, but they're clout chasers, dude. Fucking yeah. It's a tough world. It's a dog-eat-dog world out here, but the name Not Tuah, the story behind the quirky, memorable moniker and its significance. When I started the podcast, Haley Welch's Talk to a podcast was like in the zeitgeist. And so I was like, oh, this is like a podcast, but it's not the Talk to a podcast, it's the Not to a podcast. Oh, yeah. Defining the content, core themes, and focus. What makes Not to a unique and different from other podcasts? Nothing. There are much better podcasts out there. There's much better yapping podcasts out there. Listen, this is my personal release, okay? This should not be the only podcast you listen to, in all I'm trying to say. Branch out, there's so many more podcasts in this world. Don't waste all your podcast time on me. Early content, a look at the first few episodes, the reception and the evolution of the podcast format. I don't think the format has changed that much. I think the only big change is that there's the intro now. The pow 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 pow. That's it. That's like the only change. Building a community. I don't fucking know how to do that. I have 2 listeners. Growth and evolution. The impact of social media. How platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook help build awareness and reach. Again, that doesn't fucking happen. I don't promote this shit. Guest appearances. Notable guests who helped elevate the podcast and expanded its audience. Dude, yes, okay. Shout out to my guest. Shout out to the Batfish. And I think that's it. I think that's the only good guest I've ever had on anyways. Key milestones, significant moments of growth, partnerships, and achievements in the pod. There's none. I didn't do shit with this podcast. The podcast legacy, how Not Tuah has influenced the podcast landscape and inspired others. We haven't. Community and connect. This feels more like a 100th episode special, not 21. Looking ahead, the future of Not Tuah and plans for continued growth and engagement. Okay, this is actually something that I did want to bring up. My family is going to come visit me soon at the end of this month, and I don't want to podcast while they're here, so I might have to. They'll be here for 2 weeks, so I might have to record 2 episodes of the podcast like in advance and schedule them for release during their time here. But then after that, they're gonna come back again in June for like 2 months. And so I don't want to record 8 episodes of the podcast in a row. So there might be a little hiatus in June. And I'm thinking after they leave, we could start like season 2 of the podcast, maybe. Season 2 of the podcast. And I want to change up like some of the identity of the podcast. Like, Not Tuah, it's good and all. It was funny in the moment. But now it's like Haley well fell off. The Hawk Tuah property fell off. So I kind of want to change that. I kind of want to change the format of the podcast as well. Because lately, it's been kind of hard coming up with ideas, if you'll believe it. I don't know. That's something to think about. Something that I'll work on in the background. I'm just forewarning you. Hashtag be warned, beware. Maybe some changes coming to the podcast soon. Okay, so that was the fucking AI inspiration about the history of the Not Tuah podcast. Okay, it suggested a list of titles. The first one, from Skibidi to Bulldog, a deep dive into the Not Tuah podcast. Man, from Skibidi to Bulldog. Oh my god. That's not the only time Skibidi Toilet makes an appearance. Hashtag spoilers. Let's move on to our next topic here. Actually, let's skip this one because then about the weekend, and like there isn't much to discuss here that I haven't done in my special episode, the Not Tuah special. Interstellar and Delivery Life Lessons. The nuances of Christopher Nolan's Interstellar are explored in depth, drawing parallels between the film's themes of perseverance and the challenges faced in everyday life. The conversation then shifts to the importance of gratitude and appreciating the little things, inspired by the act of delivering a simple package. When did I deliver a package? When did I talk about the package? Is that a thing? Why did it pick out a package? Oh yeah, because I was talking about delivery in 18. Wow, okay. That's fucking... The power of perseverance. Relate the movie's mission to humanity and desire to explore. I don't like Interstellar. I don't... Describe how you'd like to change this outline. Okay. I don't like Interstellar. Okay. Update the outline. Let's see what it gives us. Okay, so it's completely abandoned Interstellar. It's just talking about deliveries now. Share personal experiences with challenging deliveries and how they relate to overcoming obstacles. Discuss the importance of planning, organization, and time management in delivering packages efficiently. Highlight the importance of patience and understanding when dealing with unexpected delays. This is a fucking logistics podcast now. So Sam Wendover, hop on. His name is not Sam Wendover. His name is Sam Denby. Sam from Wendover Productions. Wendover Films, whatever he's called. Yeah, hop on the podcast. Yeah, it's just all about delivery now. They just fucking nuked Interstellar out the planet. The thumbnail, it's just space. Like space bullshit. On the moon, we got a robot saying intergalactic delivery. Yeah. It's just AI bullshit. Imagine space, but then also put in like a cardboard delivery box. And those are the thumbnails that I'm getting. The titles. The Not Tuah podcast number 20. We're on 21. Space travel and DoorDash wisdom. Okay, it like figured out the title pattern that I used, even though I broke it last episode. But yeah, like topic one and topic two, that's my title format. Which I got the idea for the title format from um, the technical difficulty by citation needed, or no, from citation needed by the technical difficulties. Their episode titles were always like the main focus of the episode, and then like a small joke from the episode. So that's where I get my title format from. Okay. Up next, we have Bulldog plus Console Wars Spicy Debate. History of console wars explored through the lens of the spicy Bulldog experience? What does that mean? Introduction, setting the stage, introducing the concept of the Bulldog Challenge and its... What is the Bulldog Challenge? Just eating Bulldog, maybe? Explain the Bulldog plus Console Wars Challenge format. What is the Bulldog plus Console Wars Challenge? Each team eats a spicy Bulldog while arguing their console superiority. Bulldog Battle Royale. Brother. Okay. It just wants me to do hot ones. Hot ones but gaming. And yeah, the fucking thumbnails. Video games and then a bowl of noodles. So, although this one thinks Bulldog is a chip, and this one has a fucking dinosaur. That's pretty sick, actually. Okay, last last AI generated video idea. Skibidi toilet version Victorian England. The cultural clash of the skibidi toilet meme and Victorian England is explored. The video analyzing the contrasting societal norms and aesthetics of these two seemingly disparate worlds. The title, Skibidi Toilet Invaded Victorian England? Question mark, exclamation mark. Victorian England versus the Skibidi Toilet. The Not Tuah podcast, Skibidi Toilet and Victorian England. Isn't that just straight up one of my titles? Yeah, it just straight up copied one of my titles. Skibidi Toilet and Victorian England. The thumbnails, this is pretty fucking sick. I'm gonna save that thumbnail actually. It's a toilet wearing the royal regalia of the monarch of England, and it's just standing in front of a absolutely ruined, total, decimated Buckingham Palace. That's pretty fun. I actually like that. Okay. Outline. Let's take a look at this outline. For a world of stiff upper lips, tea time, and strict social norms. Imagine the reaction of Queen Victoria upon encountering the skibidi toilet. Would the Victorians find the skibidi toilet amusing or offensive? How would the skibidi toilet navigate Victorian society's strict rules and etiquette? Follow the skibidi toilet journey as it explores the streets of Victorian London. It is invited to a lavish Victorian ball where it must learn the waltz and interact with the aristocracy. Exploring the Victorian perspective on skibidi toilet's presence, analyzing the skibidi toilet's influence on Victorian culture. Could the skibidi toilet's antics lead to a cultural shift or a social upheaval? The possibility of the skibidi toilet inspiring new forms of art and literature. I'm just imagining like a fucking daguerreotype of the skibidi toilet. That's hilarious. That's pretty fun. wrapping up the video and inviting viewers to share their thoughts. Chat, if you're listening, if you're still here, out of fucking 15 minutes of AI garbage, if you're still here, leave a comment. Let me know what you think the skibidi toilet would do in Victorian England. Alright, so those were the AI generated video ideas that I have given, that have been given to me, sorry. I have been given since, from the YouTube studio. Mr. YouTube, thank you for this inspiration, I guess. I will be sure to use some of these, I guess. Alright. Let's move on to our next topic. Right, the Shrek 5 trailer. The Shrek 5 trailer is out. I've seen some I've seen mixed reactions to it. Some people, they don't like the updated animation style. Some people don't like the voice actor choices. It's not really a trailer, it's just the cast announcement. I guess let me give my personal history with the Shrek franchise. I don't like it. I'm not the biggest Shrek fan, would you believe it? I think I've seen the first one. We used to have a little thing in our car where there was a TV behind the seat and you could like pop in a DVD. So I had the Shrek DVD, so I would always watch the Shrek DVD when I was in the car. That's Shrek 1, by the way. And then I vaguely remember seeing the one with Rumpelstiltskin. I don't know which one that is, but I vaguely remember seeing the one with Rumpelstiltskin. And then there's the one where he turns human. But that's it. I don't know any other Shrek movies. So yeah, then this is my first blind reaction to the Shrek 5 trailer. I've hooked up my audio so you can hear the audio of the trailer as well. This might be your first blind reaction. Who knows? Let's take a look.
Hey, Magic Mirror! Who's the fairest of them all? Why, Shrek, of course. Ah!
Ew, Dad!
Woohoo, Mommy like.
Who's making this stuff?
Not me!
Whoa! Shrek 5, starring Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, and Zendaya? Oh, damn. Only in theaters. Christmas 2026.
Okay. They got... Okay, so the cast announcement...
Oh, damn.
Shut the fuck up. The cast announcement... This video exists just to tell us Zendaya is in the movie. Because like Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, these were... like the voice actors from the previous Shrek movies, right? So yeah, this video exists just to tell us Zendaya is in this movie. For those who haven't seen the trailer, it's like a TikTok situation, and they're looking at various images of Shrek, various Shrek memes. And then there's one where he's like shirtless and buff, and then everyone reacts in with disgust except for Fiona. That's her name, right? Fiona. Okay, so I've seen people complain about the art style a lot, and I will say I kind of have to agree. This looks kind of AI generated. It's got that signature AI image kind of shine to it. Right? So everything like a bit too smooth. You know, like this guy's a fucking ogre. He's supposed to be like bumpy and shit, but no, he's smooth as a baby's butt. That's the thing, right? Smooth as a baby's butt. If it looks AI generated, it feels kind of AI generated. But I don't know, maybe AI was trained off of Shrek 5, who knows? Christmas 2026, that'll be 21 years after the first Shrek movie came out. That's... I don't think anyone's gonna care. I think this movie is gonna make like a fair bit of money. I don't think it's gonna be a massive success. I think some people are gonna dress up in suits like they did for the Minions movie, and they're gonna make a whole big haha funny out of being incredibly serious for this children's movie. And then they're gonna like stop. Like 2 days later, it's gonna stop. The trend's gonna die out, and no one's gonna see this movie because, like, okay, yeah. So the people who grew up with the Shrek meme, they're gonna do it for like the trend of wearing the suits and shit. Some might go out of like curiosity, like, oh, how did the franchise evolve? Some parents would take their kids to it. Would they? Because it's Christmas. They might have better things to occupy their time. Whatever. I'm locking in my prediction now. This movie is gonna make a fair bit of money, like for like an indie movie. I guess it would be considered a massive success, but because it's a big budget movie from like a big budget studio, it's gonna be considered a failure. And I don't think we're getting a Shrek 6. I will bet my bottom dollar there is no way in hell that we get a Shrek 6. Okay? Okay. So that was the Shrek trailer. I get the concern about the AI generated imagery that looks like this has. Yeah. I guess let me know your thoughts about the Shrek trailer in the comments below. Okay, it's 42 minutes. I guess let's wrap it up here. Yeah, because I do have a couple more topics, but they're gonna be long, and I don't want to do another hour and a half podcast. Maybe I'll move these topics into episode 22. How about that? I'll update the Google Doc right now. Episode 22. Yeah. Okay. Bing. Bing. Okay, the Google Doc has been updated. I have my topic for next week. Yippee. I don't need to think during this week. Okay, yeah, this has been episode 21 of the Not Tuah podcast. Again, that is Not Tuah, Nottuah. No affiliation with Haley Welch or the Talk to a podcast. I've been your host, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye, everybody.